What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Allen, and this is the Movie Minute. This episode of the Movie Minute, we are talking about Wicked Part 1, and we're tackling the question on everybody's mind. Can this film live up to the expectations of a world-renowned reputation for one of the best musicals of all time? If you're looking to find out, let's jump on in. I have to say, I am a massive musical theater fan. I've shared it in the past. I grew up doing musical theater, and so Wicked really holds a really special place in my heart. I've seen it multiple times on stage. It's just something very special to me, just like it is to so many around the world. The original show was written by Stephen Schwartz, who is an incredible lyricist and composer, and he literally wrote something that is so timeless. This show's been around for over 2 decades and continues to capture the hearts and minds of people all over the world. And so this thing had high expectations. The story of Wicked is essentially a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. So it's pre-Dorothy, pre-Yellow Brick Road, and it surrounds the lives of the Wicked Witch of the East, whose name is Elphaba, and the Good Witch of the North, Glinda, and it's about their past and where they met. They met in college, and their relationship begins there, and it's this dance of complicated relationship all the way through up until basically the events of The Wizard of Oz. And that is the story in a nutshell without any major spoilers. So let's jump in and talk about a few of the things that I liked. Honestly, I don't know really where to start with this film because it was so incredible. I'm honestly still processing this film. First off, let's just talk about directing. John Chu, who directed In the Heights, who was a perfect selection, I would say, just because if you saw the scenes from In the Heights, just the theatricality of it, just the dances, all the things that went into In the Heights, that type of skill set was needed for Wicked. Just because the songs are so iconic, they were going to need a lot of creativity there, and John Chu really brought it. And he brought his team over as well. So he brought Alice Brooks over, who also filmed In the Heights and did all the cinematography for it. And so you had the kind of the same creative powerhouse coming together for the visuals of Wicked, and it really shined. And what I really loved about it is they didn't change the source material. They really stuck to what made Wicked so great, and they looked to see what can we do to make it better on the screen. And it really shined. Every single musical sequence just absolutely blows you away. The cinematography, the camera movement, it's so immersive. And then that brings in the production design. This movie is absolutely gorgeous from a production design standpoint. It's gonna get nominated for costume and production design, hands down. It's just beautiful. And that's something that it did really unique that's different from the Broadway musical is the Broadway musical is incredible, but you can only do so much with a musical stage. And that is what film brings to this, right? It expands the scope of the world and allows us as an audience to experience more of the beauty and more of the uniqueness of Oz. And John Chu absolutely nailed that aspect of this film. And that heads right into the performances. Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba, she blew me away. She is incredible. I mean, Adina will always be the Elphaba, but this woman absolutely killed it. She is incredible. She brings a lot of nuance to the part. I think that was what's so special about this is when you see Wicked on stage, it's hard to see the faces of the players a lot of the time because you're so far back. Unless you're super rich and sitting in those first 15 rows, it's kind of hard to really see all the nuances in their face. The film brought that to light, and it was amazing. It was amazing to see all of these scenes and moments and interactions and relationships up close. And the film really elevated the source material in that sense. And Cynthia Erivo added to that, as well as Ariana Grande. And I will eat crow and say, I did not think she was going to be able to do this role. I think she definitely had the pipes to sing the songs, but I was doubtful that she was going to match the bubbly ridiculousness of Glinda. But she did, and she did it perfectly. I mean, she was a perfect Glinda, and Cynthia Erivo was a perfect Elphaba. They together were so amazing, and their chemistry on screen was amazing. Every single moment you're hanging on their words and what they're going to do, and you laugh and you cry with them, and it was completely just beautiful. It was a beautiful performance across the board. Huge shout out to Jonathan Bailey as well, who played Fiyero. He was incredible and electric in this, and I just loved his performance. Apparently they did a lot of live action singing, and that is very difficult to do, and they absolutely nailed it. It's really kind of hard for me to say what I'm about to say, and it feels like I'm a little bit crazy, but the movie actually feels maybe even a little bit better than the musical, which is crazy, but it just brought all of those experiences together. The songs, the locations, just the immersiveness of this world. It just brought so much to the table. John Chu, you are amazing. It really had, like, John Chu did everything you're supposed to do, right? He had all the crazy weirdness and awesomeness of a Baz Luhrmann film mixed with just the nuances of, like, the classic musical, like Singing in the Rain and Carousel. Like, it just felt perfect from a musical theater standpoint, and I couldn't have been happier. Really, there's almost nothing I didn't like about the film. I will say two things that are super nitpicky. The first is that I wish that some of the CGI was done a little bit better. Now, they might have been going for a very specific style, like some films say, but I just think that there were some scenes that just fell a little short in the terms of CGI, as well as, honestly, this isn't even something that you can hold against the film, but I hate that it's a part one. I hate that I have to wait for part two. It was that good. I should research how many times I've done this on my channel. It's not very many times, but from an entertainment standpoint, this is 100% a 10 out of 10. I think if you love musicals, you are going to love this film. I think even if you don't love musicals, you're going to love this film. It's a good movie with a solid story, and you get to experience that story and that narrative even deeper here. So 10 out of 10 for Wicked on entertainment. And from a critics rating, it could not have been executed more perfectly. 10 out of 10 for critics rating for Wicked. It's one of the best films of the year. It blew me away. I was completely blown away. My expectations were high, and it blew those expectations through the roof. This film is amazing. So this film is 100% a popcorn bucket. It's 3 popcorn buckets. This film deserves to be seen by you and your family, and that's what's amazing too. This film very much is a family movie. There's a couple frightening scenes, but not that many at all. We are totally going to be taking our kids later this week to see it so I can see it again. It is incredible. This film is going to get nominated for several awards during awards season, and it just is worth a theater experience. You need to go see this movie in theaters. The soundtrack and the arrangement alone of just sitting in a big theater, seeing this on screen, the spectacle, the beauty, the story, the relationships, it all is incredibly done. John Chu really brought us an absolute masterpiece with Wicked Part 1. At the end of the day, Wicked Part 1 is everything I wanted it to be and more. It's well worth your time and money, so you should absolutely run to the theater to go check out this incredible film. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and if you're looking for more non-spoiler reviews from a filmmaker perspective, would love to have you a part of this journey with me. And until next time, everybody, peace out.